Hi, Mike. Can you look over here, please, Mike?
It's an honor to have Jonathan Silverman, director of Opposite Sex, here on the Messier Moment. Jonathan, first of all, thank you for being here on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And I've watched you for a long time, and correct me if I'm wrong. Give Me a Break, sitcom with Nell Carter. You were one of the. There was 3 girls on the show, and you were one of the boyfriends, I believe.
I believe you're correct. I think I began as one of the boyfriends, and then I ended up marrying my girlfriend, and we had a kid together. And we were only supposed to be 18 or 19 years old. But yeah, I only did that for a year, but it was great. It was great fun. It was great training ground. It was one of my first paying gigs.
And to learn from a comic legend like Nell Carter, I mean, I can just imagine you learned so much on that set.
I was obviously a fan of Nell's from her Broadway theater, from her show that she won a Tony Award for called Ain't Misbehavin'. So when I had the chance to work with her, I was thrilled. I mean, I learned so much, and wow, that woman could sing. And she was something. She was explosive in the realm of the safety of sitcom. I mean, she really broke down a lot of barriers and made it a far more interesting experience than I ever could have imagined. But wow, that was a long time ago. That was over 30 years ago.
Yeah, I wasn't even born yet, right?
Yeah.
But you had Thelma Hopkins, who was in a band, I believe, at one point.
She was Daw of Tony Orlando and Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, tie a yellow ribbon. She was one of them. And of course, she's done so many great things.
And then
I have done other stuff.
Yep.
Besides doing Gimme a Break when I was 19 years old.
I remember Brian. I'm going to go through it. If you got time, I got time, because I know the Jonathan Silverman career pretty good. You did Brian Beach Memoirs, which was a film based on Neil Simon plays. Can you tell us about that? Because that must have been a big deal.
Sure. That it's a Neil Simon play. I did that show for 2 years. It was my first job, and then we shot the movie of it about 2 years after, and. I then went on to do the follow-up play on Broadway called Biloxi Blues, and then created the role in the third of the trilogy, Broadway Bound, which I later went on to do the movie of as well. And then Neil kept giving me more and more jobs, and I'm forever grateful to that man.
You've been in with the major players, and you're a major player yourself. In fact, I was flipping the channels. The other day, and I think I saw you on Law and Order, if I'm not correct. Yeah. If I am correct.
Yes. I did another play for a Pulitzer and Tony Award-winning playwright. His name is Warren Leight, and I did a show for him called Glimmer, Glimmer, and Shine about 10 years ago. And Warren has taken over the Law and Order SVU set. He's the new executive producer, showrunner, and one of my dearest and oldest friends is the lead of that show, Mariska Hargitay. And they've been asking me to come and play a killer for years now, and I finally found an opportunity to jump and play with him, and I had a blast. It was a stand-up comic who uses a lot of rather uncomfortable material in his act, including jokes about various sexual crimes and rape, and it turned out he was not such a nice person, but I had a really good time doing that. Really good time. I don't usually get to play the bad guy.
It was interesting to see you, and also we won't even, my DP here, Chris Boylston, loves Weekend at Bernie's, which you were in, but such a departure from that role so many, years ago, but now you're playing this dark role in a really serious, of course, a very serious show, so that shows your range as an actor. And as an acting coach myself, I just know that someone like yourself who has that range and can go from the comedy and the fun to the hardcore adult situations. How as an actor, how do you have that range?
Gosh, well, first of all, thank you. I think I look at any particular role as just that, as a role, and then work on the genre of it later. I mean, it's my job to try and make it real first, and then should it call for comedy or should it not, figure that part out later.
So, Jonathan Silverman, we're talking about your career, and you've done so much, and as someone that's watched your career, it's just great to have you on the Messier Moment. And here you are in Rhode Island, directing Opposite Sex. What else can we expect from you in your career?
Well, I directed another movie that's coming out in a few months. It's a comedy for National Lampoon. It's called Another Dirty Movie. And I have a couple of films coming out in the next few months. I have a new TV show. and I start work on a film in about 5 weeks. So just staying busy, same old stuff, just work, work, work.
Just a little bit of stuff going on.
Yeah.
When you say new TV show, you want to talk about that or no?
Sure, it's a comedy. It hasn't been publicly announced yet, but it'll be a summer series on network television, probably starting to air in June.
Nice. Okay, Jonathan. Some of the viewers want to know. We watched this guy from Give Me a Break, Brighton Beach Memoirs, Weekend at Bernie's. How do you stay looking so young? Because you look pretty young. How do you do that, buddy?
Yeah, that's right. I'm on the PADS training plan. I married someone way out of my league, and I try and stay in shape to make her happy. That's all.
Nice.
That's great.
Right?
Great answer. I said the same thing.
Just a quick shout out to your wife. Was she the co-director of this?
She was the better director. Yeah.
Okay.
No, she was my everything. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Jen Finnegan.
Jen Finnegan. And how did you guys meet? On a set somewhere or in the business?
No, we met at a party 10 years ago, and we've been madly in love ever since.
Well, congratulations. Jonathan Silverman, anything you want to say to the industry insiders and Messier Moment as we wrap up?
Thank you for having me. Rhode Island rocks.
Messier Moment with Jonathan Silverman. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, Mike. Can you look over here, please, Mike?